Hey, good morning, everybody. Sorry about the long delay. We are literally are at puzzled. Well, I've been on here since 8 o'clock on our new platform, and it froze us out, and literally wouldn't even let me send out the ability to let Kenneth in. But needless to say, we are where we are. We're gonna do an abbreviated show today, uh, even if it's just for Kenneth and myself. It's a lot of stuff to talk about. So the first thing I want to ask you about is, what do you think about George Santos? Uh, I see you. I see.
Oh, you know we're still on the phone, right?
Yeah. But I'm looking at your face right now. I'm getting off the phone right now. I'm looking at you right now. But you're not moving. Hey man, I truly believe that there's a conspiracy that does not want us to do these shows anymore. I probably wasn't one of those. Yeah, well, no, I tell you, I start believing in some things have to be true because this is just ridiculous that we can't get any of them to work uh, today. So, can you hear me? I see your face, but you're frozen in time like a mummy, like a mummy. You frozen in time. But until Kenneth comes on, look, there he is. There it is. There it is. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Kenneth, can you hear me now? Till Kenneth comes on, I'm just gonna talk. George Santos got clemency yesterday. George the Cheat Santos got clemency. Let that sink in. Let it sink in that every look.
Okay, I can't hear anything you're saying.
Look. I can hear you now. You have to give them credit for. You got to give them credit for being able to surprise people. You got to give them some credit for being able. I did not see the George Santos uh, clemency coming. I did not. I was talking with my younger brother earlier today, and even he was surprised. And I said, "Hey, man, that was just a big fat middle finger to Puffy. That's what that was. I am going to commute the sentence of this guy who publicly and nationally cheated his constituents. Cheated them bad too. Not a little bit. He cheated them bad. And then when he was about to go to court, he was going to continue to cheat them. And he wasn't even going to step down from Congress because his fellow Republicans told him don't step down. No matter how much your criminal behavior is, do not step down.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can.
I can't hear you.
Yes, I can. I can definitely hear you. Um, and he got his sentence commuted. I'm floored on that one, but I still believe it's a big fat. They don't do anything that doesn't have a reason why they're doing it. So I think that um, that was a big fat middle finger to Puffy. You're gonna sit in jail for 5 years because when you were friends with me, you were friends with me. Then you went out in 2020 and told people don't vote for me. Well, guess what? F you, I'm back in office. You're gonna sit in prison. I'm gonna show you how much power I have. That's how that man is the king of petty. So uh, it's, I'm speechless. I'm not even gonna lie. I say I'm speechless. I'm speechless that um he's just that petty. I'm just speechless. Is I don't even know what to say. It's so bad. I don't even know what to say. It's so it's so comical. Um, then in addition to that, dishes that because when Kenneth gets online, he and I are gonna get into an argument about this. Can you hear me, Kenneth? Now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Kenneth and I are gonna get into an argument about this. The Supreme Court looks like they're about to gut Section 2 of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which will essentially make the bill meaningless. So what that means for broadly for African Americans in the South, because if they gut it, and so I think they can give a decision. The new session just started for the Supreme Court. If they gut it, you got you on the stage twice, right? If they gut it, okay, it's going to
let me in on the other one.
Yeah, huh?
Let me in on the other one.
Let you in on the other one. Okay. Now remove you on this one.
Okay, that'll work.
If they gut it, it's going to sweep across the South, and it's going to make the South a red wall, of which it'll be damn near impossible to win national elections without the South, because they'll start gerrymandering in districts, whereas there's literally no Black representation way back to the 60s. And all that whole fight will damn near have been for nothing. And I don't give a damn what y'all say or how y'all feel about what I'm about to say. My generation dropped the fucking ball. We got so comfortable that we thought that the fight was over, even as all the signs were there that the fight wasn't over. And now we are where we are. And they just picked this off state by state. They went to the two weakest states and demoralized Black voters so bad. Louisiana, where they brought it back again, and Mississippi. And they were able to get, you can do a lot of blame game here. You can do the blame game on Ruth Bader Ginsburg for being for us not understanding how egotistical she was, that she didn't give up that seat when she had the opportunity. You could blame Garland, the last AG, from not understanding that the norms were no longer the norms. You could blame our former president, who wasn't willing to take the power that they gave him last June and shove it down their throats to show people what it's like. But we are where we fucking are. And I've been saying since the election that the tip of the spear has always been us. And nobody wants to be a victim, but shit, you got to call it for what it is. We're going to be the tip of the spear for everything that they want to do. I thought that the immigration issue and that was just, to me, was just subterfuge for what they want to do. Was, as Roland Martin would say, was weaken everything, weaken any Black power, Black buying power, Black voting power, because we move the needle when it comes to that stuff. Nobody else knows how to do it. And now we're here. Yes, we're here because it is not gonna like it. We didn't have a better strategy than sit this out.
No, we here. No, this ain't no new shit. This ain't got nothing to do with us sitting this out.
I told you. Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell you?
Bullshit.
You gonna blame? Wait.
We're here.
Wait. Before you go on,
no. I know you said it, and I agree with you. I agree with you. I was gonna disagree. I agree. I was gonna disagree. We're not here because we decided not to march. We're not here because we decided. We're here because we didn't fucking vote.
Wait. I was gonna say that too. I'm glad you said that.
Nah, that's why we're here. It ain't got nothing to do. It has nothing to do with us marching. And I told you last week.
I'm glad you said that. Let me tell you why. Because that's where you and I agree. Let me tell you why. In the New Orleans election, in the New Orleans mayor's election, Gary Chambers pointed out, this is gonna blow you away, about the African American precincts, right? One precinct, Kenneth, had 1,200 registered voters. Guess how many people voted for the mayor's race?
150. 150.
You close. 200. 200, Kenneth.
Yeah, like I said.
200.
Like I said, man, it all goes back to the fact that we don't fucking vote.
This shit is
Our
nuts.
people do not like to fucking vote. They don't, because they don't think it's important. Because we listen to dumbasses. We listen to dumbasses over the years, especially since 2008. Dumbasses been getting on social media talk about voting don't count. You got dumb motherfuckers who probably can't vote in the first fucking place, don't even know how the fucking government works, sitting here talking about voting doesn't matter. No matter how much we tell people voting matters, we done fucked around and found out how much it matters now. Now they sit back bitching. Now the black people going out there and marching and all of that won't change a goddamn thing.
You think they
won't change nothing?
Kenneth, you think they? I don't think they're bitching. Let me tell you why I don't think they bitching. I don't think they bitching because
they bitching because they done lost their fucking job. They losing their benefits.
Okay.
That's what they bitch. Those people that don't vote, that didn't vote or voted for a third party and all that, they sit back there crying because they ain't making the money they was making before. Talking about both parties are the same, so it don't matter who was in office. Motherfucker, please.
Okay, we agree on that.
That's some of the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my goddamn life. In our lifetime. You're 60, I'm 59. We can see the difference between when a Republican is in office and a Democrat is. It is clear as night and day. It is so fucking clear. How are you going to say they're the same when they have two opposite things that they're trying to accomplish? Two opposite. They couldn't be so far. They could be any further apart. But you listen to dumbasses. Somebody that read half a damn, not even the whole book, half a paragraph in a book, talking about they know how the electoral college system works. Oh, people don't elect people. People don't votes don't. People don't elect elected officials. It's the electoral college. They're the ones who elect. No, motherfucker, that's not how that shit works. You so goddamn stupid. You read half a fucking paragraph, and next day you know you're an expert on damn everything. Ain't read a whole fucking book since you was in what was it? There was a book here, C Spot Run. I got the nerve to tell about somebody about how the fucking country works.
That's funny.
Ignorant motherfuckers.
That's funny.
Don't read shit. And always trying to tell somebody what the hell they know. Can't read a motherfucking book. Got a third grade reading level and talking shit about what they know about the government. Motherfucker, please. Sit your dumb ass down. That's why we're here. Because of stupid asses like that and the stupid ass people who listen to them. That's why we're here. And that shit's not going to change until we root out them dumb motherfuckers. Because they don't listen to reason. They don't listen to fucking reason. They don't listen to facts. They don't listen to any goddamn thing but what stupid motherfuckers tell them. I just don't understand the ignorance of our people sometimes, man. I really don't.
Marion, what I will say to that is, and you still haven't said what you want to say about George Santos because you called me last night to talk about him. What I will say to that is, I've said this to Kenneth time and time again, because I don't know the answer to this. I really don't. Marion, you says the answer is pain. But pain seems to me to be, you're looking at pain from the standpoint of a corner pit bull that's eventually is going to corner you and lash out. It seems to me that what's going on with us is we're laying down, like we're going to accept the docile position. Because I don't know, and I've said this to numerous times, I've said his name so much on here between him and Roland Martin. I don't know what else Gary Chambers could do to make Louisianans understand that by you not voting, you have so voted against your interests. And then to come out and complain about Cancer Alley, and Hurricane Katrina and all those things. I got a friend of mine down there doing great work with STEM NOLA, that you don't come out and vote. that you don't come out like Moreno, that's the new mayor in New Orleans, and Gary Chambers is telling you, and she hasn't said she's going to do anything. I almost don't even, Kenneth's not going to like what I'm about to say. I almost don't want to hear about integrity anymore. Because I can't blame Moreno and all these white folks who might ally with you saying to themselves, I can't guarantee that y'all going to come out and vote. In order for me to do what you need me to do, I need y'all to be at 85% with 95% voting for what I'm talking about, or I can't win. So if I can't win and I can't guarantee what you're going to do, because Moreno, according to what I read, Kenneth, Moreno didn't really have a platform. She just wasn't catering to black folks, but she wasn't not catering to black folks. She just didn't take a stand on shit. And the two black candidates canceled, but they didn't even come out and vote for the black candidates.
Well, let's say this. Oh, let me respond to something that Marion said. Okay, Marion, you said over 90% of black folk voted for Kamala Harris. I agree, but the problem is, if it's only 30% of the 30% of the black people voting, of the electorate, black electorate voting, that's the problem. 90% of 30% ain't shit. 90% of 90% is a lot. That's the difference. We keep talking about the rate of people who voted for Kamala, vote Democratic in elections and all of that. We keep talking about that. We're not talking about the higher percentage that's not voting. That's the problem. It's a percentage that's not voting. It doesn't make a difference if it's 90%, if 30% of the black people community votes, and 90% vote for a certain candidate. It doesn't make a difference. If that 30%, let's say there's 100 people, 30% of them vote. 90% of that 30 vote for a certain candidate. That'd be about 25, 28%, some 20 something percent. That's 20 something people. You still got 60 something people who did not vote. That's voting. I'm not talking about the 30 that voted. I'm talking about the 60 or the 70% that the 70 people that did not vote. That's what I'm talking about. And we need to get those stupid motherfuckers to vote. And they are stupid. And I'm gonna call it what it is. They stupid.
Be clear, Kenneth, what you're saying. We only have, according to the latest records, it's only 34 million of us out of the 47 million that are registered to vote. So you cut that down to 34 million and you say, well, 29% of them voted. You can do the numbers on that. If 29, so 30% of the 34 million voted. So that's 3.4, 3.4, 3.4. So what are we talking about? 10 million?
A little over 10 million, yeah.
10 million? That leaves and
24 million. That leaves 24 million on the table.
And you would think that if you're registered to vote, like if you go register to vote, and this is what I always base my numbers on. You go register to vote, you would think that 70% of those people have some idea of the power of the vote, or why even register?
And they offer so many excuses. People offer so many damn excuses. It makes no sense to me. I ain't got time. Voting goes to 7 o'clock for damn 3-4 weeks before the damn election. So that's no excuse. I don't know what the issues are. Take a few minutes out of your damn life. So many people spend hours and hours and hours on damn social media. And I'm kind of guilty of that my damn self. When I'm bored, I look at it. But I also use social media to learn some shit. If you're looking at TikTok videos trying to learn the newest goddamn line dance, but you can't learn about what's going on in your city politically, then you got a fucking problem. If you know every goddamn line dance that come down the pipe, know all the steps, can teach 100 people that shit, why the hell can't you learn the shit about the about electoral politics and teach 100 people about that shit? Teach them that shit while you teach that stupid ass line dance.
And piggyback off that, you would think, and I've been saying this on my TikTok and my Instagram, you would think that all these influencers who say I don't do politics, right? And this is what I keep telling them. I'm like rolling on this one. You don't have to do politics to understand that sometimes you have to veer off what your main topic is. Because without the 1964 Civil Rights Act, you ain't got shit. Yeah, it starts from there. And I agree with Don. It's like this ambivalence. And then let's be clear. Let's have an honest fucking conversation. We're not talking about just quote unquote, since we split it this way, lower income people. We're talking about people that should know fucking better.
Yeah.
Like you think you hunkering down. I've talked to friends about, oh, you think you hunkering down because you're going to get past it. It's not going to touch you. You're supposed to be the smart one. You know it's going to touch you. What makes you think that it's not? And why would you take a chance? And why would you take a chance? Why would you take a chance that it's not going to touch you? Like, why would you take it? You have seen now what taking a chance does, as 88,000 African-American women have been purged from the employment roles in the government. Purged from great paying jobs, 88,000 of them. And you know how that's going to affect their household? And most of these people were fairly smart people. So if 80 affects 88,000 households, then think about all of the what's that? The peripheral businesses it's going to affect now that those black women are out of office. But we keep having these fucking arguments on social media that's now the dominant. I want to talk about something else, Kenneth. I know you didn't watch my, but I'm going to talk about it. About black women and black men's relationship. And that's why I keep telling people, as a black man, your first and foremost obligation is to protect black women. Because you protect black women, you protect black kids. But y'all keep getting into these. I can't even see my daddy ever having these conversations. My daddy would just say, you just got to do what the fuck you got to do. Yeah, it's going to be hard. Yeah, it's going to be emotional. Yeah. But you know what? You need to, if that person's had your kids or that's another, like if you don't protect them, you're not protecting yourself. That's all you see dominate. And Kenneth, I'm a transition. Don, I don't know if you watched the Chris Cuomo town hall. I watched it. I just had to watch it before I commented on Stephen A. Smith. I just had to watch it before I comment. I didn't want to comment on it while watching it. So I watched. There are 52 million in the USA, almost 34 million registered votes. 65% voted in the 20.
Now, hold on. First of all, where do you keep talking about that? Every time I turn around, somebody come up with a higher number. How many black people in the United States? Where y'all getting these numbers from? Where y'all getting these numbers from?
I go to the National Voter Database. That's where I go. That's where we keep getting the 34 million. Now I can't think what you're asking right now is how did he get 55 and I got 47. So I don't know what site he went to. Yeah, about how many black folks are in the country. But at the end of the day, the 34 million is the registered voters. And I'm telling you right now, brothers, I don't give a damn how. Man, I'm at this stage there. I really don't give a flying fuck how offended you get. If you're not talking about this really because you think it's gonna bypass you and you bring it up to me, I'm gonna call you on your shit. Because you'll talk to me all motherfucking day about football and basketball and big asses, but you won't talk about this thing that is an existential threat to what folks in the South went through to get you these rights. And I don't give a damn if you don't like it. Say what the fuck you want to say. You want to say what you want to say. I don't give a damn. That's why I literally had to stop going to Bourbon Taste, because you want to come and talk to me about stocks and bonds, man, fuck you and whatever. This is an existential thing. You don't even damn near get to do stocks and bonds without that fucking civil rights bill. You got to do everything in secret. Then you got to walk around with this passive aggressiveness of people treating you this way just because of how you look. So I don't know what everybody else is doing. I can't do it because half the folks I know are going through some stuff. Look I'll say this because it's homecoming this weekend for us too. What's up, Toy? Somebody posted, Kenneth, I'm going to tell you this, and then we're going to talk about that Chris Cuomo thing. Somebody posted on the Spelman Morehouse site that I know it's a lot of people who lost their jobs through the federal government. And I know you're struggling because I'm one of them. And I'm not even mad at them for posting. But why don't you drop your cash fund me, your cash app in so that people can help you? That was telling to me. And the number of people that responded was way more telling to me. So my thing was, honestly, I want to jump on some of the pages and say, well, how many of y'all were talking about this in the last 6? You know what I'm saying, Kenneth? How many of y'all were talking about this 12 months ago? The way me and Kenneth get on here and scream and holler at each other 10 months ago, the way Roland gets on here and hollers about it, the way Gary Chambers gets on. What? Did you not think it wasn't going to affect you?
And they didn't.
And they didn't. And somebody like Toy, who works for a private company, did you not understand that, hey, you working for a private, not you, Toy, you working for a private company, but you're gonna have people in HR and in management who might discriminate against you, and that the only recourse you have is the Justice Department Civil Rights Division, that is the enforcement arm of civil rights laws? Because you want to talk about your son playing football? The fuck? Ed Young had a 2-hour special last night talking about his beginnings. Oh, yeah. And man, I got to talk to him about that 2 weeks ago. I got to listen, sit there and sit right next to him and hear him talk about this. We dropped the ball. And now those people who I'm stuck. I'm not even gonna lie. It's hard for me to go anywhere and not talk about this, and everybody wants to talk about other stuff. And I'm going, man, is this what we should be talking about? Is this what my school should be talking about? Should my school be talking about, hey, no, what are we doing to protect ourselves? Should the presidents be talking about it? What organization has the credibility to talk about this, to say, okay, we need to circle the wagons? Because Kenneth's right. I agree with Kenneth, and me and Kenneth will agree on this. Right now, I'm out there almost, I'll probably go out there almost just for window dressing. Because I want to feel like I'm doing something besides talking to you all. My wife went, my daughter went, my sister just asked me if I'm coming, and I want to feel like I'm doing something, because I can't sit back and not feel like I'm not doing anything, even though I think I'm doing the best I can across my social media platforms.
Well,
but he's right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
In response to that, I get what you mean, because you feel kind of helpless, and just doing something makes you feel better. I just don't suggest that Black people go out there in mass, that we don't do our thing, because that's going to be the catalyst. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're hoping for. It's quite obvious, because I want you to think about something. There's been protests at the ICE facility in Chicago, in the suburbs of Chicago, the one in Portland, all of that stuff. They haven't really, and there have been clashes with ICE agents and federal agents at these locations. But you haven't seen any mass arrests, anybody getting seriously beat up, or anything like that. Let us come out there like that. Let us lead a march. So let's be the face of the march. That's when they're going to do it. That's when they're going to show their ass. I can tell you that now. They're going to show their ass when we get out there.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, so that's what they, and as I said last week, that's why they went in that Chicago apartment building.
Let me be clear.
That's exactly why, to provoke us to get out there and protest.
Let me be clear about what I'm agreeing with you. I agree that that's probably going to be the catalyst of them acting like they ain't got no goddamn sense. I do. I also agree, me and Marion have talked about this. I also agree this is not something we haven't seen before. But they don't have enough jails.
Well, Leonard, we're not talking this. Okay, what you're talking about, the difference is this. Before, when they were jumping on Black people and brutalizing us, our
blowing up buses and blowing up
buses, doing all that stuff, they were shamed into stopping. Now the end result of them at that point, it was just to brutalize us, to put fear into us. The end game now is to implement martial law. That's
I
their
agree.
end game. There's a
I agree.
different end game.
I
There,
agree.
like I said before, it was just to hurt us, to make us, to hurt us, to put fear in our hearts, and make us not want to go out there. Now the end game is to impose martial law, suspend the Constitution, and suspend elections. That's
I
what
agree.
their goal is.
I agree.
So that's why we can't do it. I'm not saying this out of fear. I'm
Now
not
let me
saying
say,
this out of fear or out of us going to jail in mass. I'm not doing that.
let,
Well, let's say out of fear of getting injured. Let's say that. I'm
let me
doing
say,
this out of fear of them. If we do that, the next step is martial law, suspending the Constitution, and suspending elections. That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I know they're trying to do. Because if all they want to do was just put fear in people, they've been whooping those white people's ass all along,
let me tell you
and they
this.
haven't really been doing it.
Let me agree with you on one part of what you're saying. I can agree that that's the strategy. What I think the wild card is this. The wild card is the minute you go and do something like that, you got to remember there was 50 million white folks on the other side. And them white folks gonna start tearing up shit. Um, them white folks gonna start tearing. Them white folks that don't want to be under a king, they gonna start tearing up the shit. And remember, like Marion said, 90 million people did not participate. And them, some of them 90, no matter what you say, white, black, Puerto Rican are different. Particularly part of them don't like this dude. There are a lot of veteran sites. If you don't are on social media, there are a lot of veterans, and I want you to address what Don said. There are a lot of white veterans out there saying, hey, don't forget, we fought in the war too. Y'all can start that shit if you want to, but I didn't fight for that. And if you start that over here, we coming out after you. There's a lot of white veterans out there saying that. I didn't fight for that. This is not what I fought for. Don't forget, I'm a fighter too. You want to activate us? There is a balance that the mindset has changed. Folks are really upset Trump didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize, even though he was sending troops to Minor Junker. The world sees, but they don't care. Who doesn't care? I don't understand who doesn't care. But I do want to address what John just said. Fed employee here was obvious it was coming, but our people don't know and understand that government employment for almost a century has been a big path for blacks to the middle class. There's a reason government jobs are under attack. I agree. But I think every pendulum swings. I've never, ever in my lifetime, I would love to hear what Marion says that. Marion says this, though. I can't really put my future in the hands of white people that I don't know. Some white people I do know. I do know white people that I absolutely love. I would do almost anything for. They're just good human beings. They're just good human beings. It'll be hard pressed if anybody had me turn my back on them because I know they're good human beings. And I think what you see like today, you're seeing. So the Trumpists, I think the Trumpists ultimately are cowards. I don't think they want that fight. I don't think they want that fight. But if you, again, if we can go off on a tangent a little bit here, because again, I know y'all didn't. I'm assuming none of you all watched the Chris Cuomo town hall with Stephen A. Smith and some of the folks that they had on there, and him up there acting like he's some type of fucking authority, and as if our community goes to Stephen A. Smith for any political advice. And to watch Cuomo have the guy from Turning Point USA get on there and just flat out lie. If you get a chance to watch, just flat. The guy for Turning Point USA, Kenneth, guess what he said on the Chris Cuomo town hall? Chris Cuomo didn't correct him. Guess what he said, Kenneth? What? He said that the guy that killed Charlie Kirk was a leftist. And he repeated it. We all know he was a leftist. And that young kid that's on CNN, what's his name? Adam Murdoch, was really good. Looked at him like, what? What the hell are you talking about? The guy that killed your guy, who was the right of your guy, you're saying he was one of us? And he said it 3 times, and Chris Cuomo did not. And Stephen A. Smith, nobody not once corrected him. Not once.
Because they don't know shit. Well, Cuomo don't care.
Cuomo knows.
Stephen A. Smith, he just don't care. He's trying to be mayor. Stephen A. Smith don't know a goddamn thing.
Adam Mockler, that's him.
He don't know shit.
He and Don on the same page.
He don't. Stephen A. Smith don't know shit about fucking politics. And I'm really and truly getting tired of his punk ass. I'm really, because you saw how he got when what's his name came on his show. Serena Williams' husband came on the show.
Oh yeah.
And he said, I heard you got to say something. You got some marriage advice for me. Now I'm sitting here, and when I saw that, I was like, oh, he called him out on his own show. But Stephen A. wasn't there. And then he saw, Sherry Smith said, he was a humming, because he didn't want that. I have no respect for Stephen A. Smith. First of all, I didn't like him. I don't like him with sports shit because he get on my damn nerves. He yelled too goddamn much, and just talk out the side of his fucking mouth. I don't like anybody like that. I want you to speak with some type of authority. If you're gonna be an expert, be an expert. Know your shit.
Don watched it.
No shit.
Don watched. Let me say this.
Because and the fact that he keeps telling everybody, people keep telling him to run for president. Ain't nobody telling you that shit, other than that stupid ass voice in your head.
No,
only person telling you that is that voice in your head telling Stephen A. they love you. Stephen A. run. You won't get no damn votes, Stephen A.
But he'll raise some money.
He won't get no votes.
He won't, but he'll raise some money. Look, Adam Mockler said it the other day. And I thought Adam Mockler gave a masterclass on social media on CNN one day. And it gives you a better understanding. And I'm glad Don saw what I saw. I'm glad Don watched it. If y'all didn't watch it, you should watch it. Adam Mockler said, look, here's how it works. And I thought about this for our show. It's something that Marion's always telling us, that we just kind of dinosaurs. It's hard for us to do. Adam Mockler said, first, you got to get the attention. That's how the algorithm works. So the way to get the attention is to say something so outrageous. It's like a music song. You got to have a hook. So you're seeing everybody make these things so outrageous to get people to come look. And then you start talking about what you want to talk about. The problem I have with it is this. I'm interested to see what you and Don and Marion think. Everybody has figured out that you can brand yourself off Black pain or success. If you say Kenneth only got his job because he's Black, you'll get a ton of folks running to your site. That ton of folks running to your site. And so and Cuomo also understood it's exactly, it's clickbait. And the only way to get clickbait, I always liken it to those of us that know the song by Prince, Do Me Baby, when I was first heard the record. And I was just like floored that this guy was doing this on a record. But I was intrigued at the same time. And it's the same pattern over and over and over again. And we don't want to capitulate to that. I'm going to touch that, Don, in a second. But if you don't, so Stephen A. keeps saying this. Stephen A., I think yesterday came out and denounced Bakari Sellers. It's clickbait. But without the eyes, you mean nothing. It means that it's either going to be Black pain or women's bodies. And the problem with Kenneth and I is it's hard for us to walk away from, because Marion says it all the time. Y'all need to talk about this. Y'all need to talk about this. Y'all need to talk about something outrageous. You need to put it on your Facebook page that you be talking something outrageous. Like I think Kim Kardashian yesterday came up with. Have you seen that, Kenneth? Kim Kardashian's new swimwear line.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God! So she has for lack of a better word, she has a pubic hair swim care line. Yes.
What does that mean?
Okay, so you have how the bikinis and the string bikinis, right? So now with the string bikinis, she puts hair on the cloth part.
Oh, I thought that was a joke.
No, you got a baritone voice. And I want to address something that Don said. The guy for Turning Point USA, when Adam Mockler pulled up those tweets from all those young Republicans, and Adam Mockler said, I'll give Stephen A some credit for this. Adam Mockler said, are you going to sit right here and not denounce those tweets? Like unequivocally. I'll unequivocally denounce political violence. But are you going to denounce? Yes, Stacey, are you going to denounce these tweets? He refused to denounce these tweets, to which Adam Mockler then looked at the panel, Bill O'Reilly, Joe Manchin, and Stephen A. and said, wait a minute, are any of you all willing to unequivocally denounce those tweets? Now, Stephen A. did say in that moment, Kenneth, hell yeah, I'll denounce those tweets. They dead ass wrong. Joe Manchin didn't unequivocally denounce them. Bill O'Reilly didn't unequivocally denounce them. Chris Cuomo, I think Don did denounce it. But the doc for Turning Point wouldn't. And I was sitting there thinking, because Chris Cuomo has said, Don, if you remember, hey man, it used to be a time that you say the wrong thing behind a keyboard, somebody catch up with you, you might get punched in the face. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying this used to be. Yeah, you could say yuck, Stacey, but I'm telling you, go pull it up. Go put all colors. Brunette, blonde.
I thought that was a joke. I seriously, I saw something like on my feed or something like that.
I did too. It's like,
and it was somebody put it in a comment about a joke about something, joking about something. I didn't know that was real swimwear. I did not know that.
But guess what? Guess what she did with it? Whether it was a joke, whether it was real, whether it's just something she tried, she had so many people talking about it, like Adam Mockler said, that's driving people to her skim site just to see if it's there. So I drive you to my skim site. You might not buy that, but you might buy some leggings. And that's what Marion has been saying to me and you for the last year. Wait, which is Stacey? Which is disgusting? Is that she did it disgusting, or is women's pubic hair disgusting? Which one is it?
Putting it on a swimwear is disgusting. You know, look, you know something? Last night, you made me think about something. I was looking at this thing on called Generation V, a series on Prime. And
yes, Herbert.
I was there was a part in there with this girl. I wasn't paying attention. I was half paying attention when I was doing it. She used her hair to turn turn some water off on this big pipe. And I didn't pay attention when it first started. Then when she brought the hair back, because this is about some kids who have superpowers, brought the hair back, I realized it was her pubic hair that was growing and turning. And I said, what the hell? Because like I said, I wasn't paying attention at first. I just saw something creeping. I thought it was the hair of her head. Then when I looked, when they were paying back to her and it was coming back toward her, she had a dress up and it was a pubic hair. I was like, what the hell?
I bet you paid attention afterwards.
You know, what crossed my mind was, who the hell would think to put that in a damn movie and think that's a superpower? I was like, why would that be a superpower? You could grow your pubic hair to turn a pipe. I was like, what the hell are these people doing? I wouldn't even think about something like that. That wouldn't even cross my mind.
Look what Stacey said. She gonna make money because y'all talking about this shit. Wait. She said, wait. I gotta pull up what he said. He said she gonna make money because y'all talking about this shit. Look, we are talking about it, but we're talking about it for a reason. We're talking about it in the sense of wait. What he said? She gonna make money because y'all talking about it. Some may order a few for themselves. Hey, look, all I'm saying is, like Adamakla said, that's the formula. Because the formula is if you have the more people you have on Joe Rogan, the more people you have on your watching your page is the more influence you have. Let's see what Don said, because they know that is their base.
Yeah, Don is right. Because there's always been, there were Nazi sympathizers in our government before World War II. There were a huge number of them, a serious number of them in the government, running in high government positions that were Nazi sympathizers. So Don is telling the truth about that. Yeah, and that's where we're at right now. America's always had Nazi sympathizers. They've always had those people who believe this stuff.
Look,
they never went away. It was just unfashionable to be that after World War II. Now it's coming back because Trump has made that the forefront or the hallmark of his administration. Racism.
Now, be clear. Trump has given them the thought that they're protected militarily and by the Justice Department if we punch them in their fucking face. That's what Trump has done. Because if you seen any of those pictures of those guys tweeting out that stuff, you would sit there and think, bruh, you tweeting this out? You tweeting it? You at 290 pounds that couldn't walk around a track. Charles Lindbergh was in that shit.
You heard what I said?
As
you see what I posted about the picture of one of them, I said he looks like he's still living in his mama's basement and gets head from a blow up doll. I was like, dude, you look at those people, you like, really?
Look,
this is the actual, that is the personification of Revenge of the Nerds. That's exactly what that is. That's exactly what that is.
And then you let the ultimate Revenge of the Nerds, you give him clemency last night, George Santos.
Oh, man.
The ultimate.
You know what, though? Out of all the shit, I really don't give a shit about him.
Hey, wait, Kenneth, I want to say something.
About him getting clemency. I don't care.
I want to say something to Stacey. Hey, Stacey, more men gonna buy those panties than women. That's probably the closest they ever gonna get to it.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, those people, man. And just like, well, Stacey, you talking about George Santos? Really and truly, yes. I don't give a damn about George Santos, whether he had with the prison or not. I really don't give a shit. I don't care.
Kenneth, that was a
I don't care.
That was a middle finger to Puffy. That's what that was. That was Trump's middle finger to Puffy. That's what that was.
I mean, it's his, when they said that, they made it such a big deal. He gave him, I don't care. Community sentence. Why should we care? Really and truly, the dumbass people who voted for him in New York, they're the only ones that should be mad. I don't live in New York. I don't care, and they probably still got a Republican in that seat now.
No, they got.
So to be quite honest, it really don't make a difference in the grand scheme of life. His shit, whether he go to jail or go to prison for 9 or 7 years or 9 months or 6 months, whatever long he's in there, I don't give a shit.
I can respect that. I can respect you not giving a shit about it. I can respect that.
He go, well, let's look at the quality of life he have once he gets out. Let's look at that shit. Let's look at him 5 years down the line, see how he feel then. Because he ain't going on nobody's circuit.
We just want to know if you're going to buy some of those Kim Kardashian swimwear. That's what we want to know.
You talking about Stacey? Oh, you know that ain't going to happen. You don't know Stacey. I know Stacey ain't buying that shit.
Okay.
But these court cases with this, a lot of the stuff that's going on now with the court cases and them trying to prevent or
Marion got a
judges
question
telling.
for you. Marion got a question for you before you move on.
Why I care about Epstein? Because I want all them motherfuckers to go to prison.
Look,
and they ain't okay. Letitia James, ain't nothing gonna happen to Letitia James. Let's be real. She's not going that. First of all, the thing that they're talking about, that she signed signed a piece of paper that said a residence that she co-owned with her niece, or that she purchased with her niece. She listed it as her primary residence, and they said that's not even what the paperwork says. That's not even gonna get past the first thing. They're gonna throw it out. Judge gonna throw that shit out.
That is just designed to the Letitia James thing and the Comey
and
thing.
the Comey. Yeah,
it's just
designed to fuck with them.
Yeah, and to make them spend money. Letitia James is going to be covered by the government. Kathy Hochul already said, no, we set aside a fund for her defense. James Comey, I am torn about, because honestly, James Comey, for me, he might be a nice guy, but you getting what you fucking asked for.
You brought this shit on yourself.
Yeah, because if y'all really want to have an example of a man who leans a little to the right, totally disregarding what a black woman said, James Comey was that man. Because Loretta Lynch literally told James Comey, yeah, we're going to talk about that too, Candace on, literally told James Comey, me and Kenneth talked about this, I see what you're saying, but it's too close to the election, and department protocol and precedent says we don't get involved in something this close. And he did it anyway. And in his book, he said his wife told him not to do it. That's a special kind of fucking arrogance. That's a special kind of arrogance that you totally said that we're reopening it. What was it, Kenneth? 6 days before the election. When you had all these people.
Well, to be quite honest, I don't think it would have made a damn difference anyway.
I disagree.
But he shouldn't have done it.
Yeah,
reason why I say that is because this. You had those people who weren't going to vote for a woman anyway. That's bottom line. They weren't going to vote for her anyway.
You had people on the fence too. They were looking for something that they weren't going to vote for.
Well, see, that's the point I'm trying to make. With Kamala Harris, I had people in my family who were saying they're not voting for Kamala Harris. And I said this before, but I'm going to say it again for those who didn't hear it before. This person told me that her ancestors owned slaves. And I told her, your ancestors now own slaves too. I can give you their names. So what does that have to do with now? When people are looking for a reason not to vote for somebody, they're going to find it. Like we've heard, and I think Karen Hunter said it recently, and other people said it. I think Roland has said it too. Democrats are looking for the perfect candidate. Republicans are just looking for somebody. And they will get behind their candidate no matter what, no matter how flawed, no matter how racist, no matter how sexist, no matter how much of a criminal they are, they will get fully behind that candidate. And Democrats will look for a reason not to vote for somebody. And that's what they did with Hillary. All that bullshit he said, a reason not to vote for Hillary Clinton. They were looking for a reason. People who didn't vote for Kamala Harris, who didn't want to admit that they wouldn't vote for her because she's a woman, was looking for other shit. Somebody said, oh, she ain't black enough. Her ancestors owned slaves. She's Indian. She just became black last week. All this bullshit that was running around. She prosecuted more black men in the state of California than any other district attorney in the history of California. Bullshit. They were looking for fucking excuses.
I agree.
And our people looking for fucking excuses. Instead of doing your own research. Had somebody tell me, start quoting Candace Owens to me. Well, Candace Owens said this. I said, do you know who the fuck Candace Owens is? Oh, no, I don't really know. Candace Owens hate black people. Do your research on her. Stop looking at, relying on sources that tell you ignorant bullshit. Said, do you really know who that woman is and all the damage she's caused black people? She can't stand black people. And she darker than you. Can't stand them. All of this shit, people are looking for reasons not to do what they're supposed to do, not to do the right thing.
Okay, so let me say this. I keep bringing Marion's name up here. I think people see the grift and they don't care about color. And Candace Owens, I think, sees what I see, which is if I say something divisive about black people, people will send me money. I remember there was an episode, remember that show, if y'all ever watched it, called Dear White People? They had a Candace Owens character on there. And it's like, yes, it's divisive. That's what Don just said. Australia won't even let her into the country. You got the leader of France filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against her.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So now she has to raise money. How do you raise money in America? It's always been the same thing. Me, you, Don, and Marion are the boogeyman. The way you raise money.
Stacy too. Don't forget Stacy. She the boogie woman.
Yeah, Stacy too. But Stacy got to be with a man, you know, for them probably to attack her. They might attack her legally. With us, they're gonna attack us physically, legally. You know, I ain't trying to be the biggest victim. I'm just saying that's the blue point. Vernon's trying to run again. Stop. For what? Vernon knows it'll raise money. Vernon knows that if he comes out and says something about black folks, it'll raise money. Because white folks will send him money. He knows that.
You see that Vernon Jones is running for office again.
Yeah, that's the first I'm hearing about it. Maybe it came out in the paper today. I don't know. But Vernon can't do anything else.
Oh, okay. Vernon Jones.
Vernon can't do anything else. He's not about to go out and hang out a shingle. He
ain't got no other skills.
Yeah, what other skill set does he have? So how do you get back into the mix? Black people lazy. Black people, only 1.6% of people, white people own slaves. You say stuff like that to grab people's attention. I saw this young girl on TikTok had filmed her friend. Her friend was starting to get a lot of influence, a young white girl, and she said that her social media manager told her, hey, if you want to get more followers, just say something about African Americans and you instantly get more followers. I want to address something because I know we're running on time that Mr. Williams said. It's not that Congress doesn't have the power. They have, as Kenneth would say, they have directly chosen to not use the power. The Republicans have. They are all on the same side. They have the power of the purse. Now you're seeing some of them break away, and something about the Epstein files, something about it. I don't think any of us can deny that. I've said this before. Government people in the DOJ, all of them who have seen files, they get a USB port and they download that shit. Because that's the only protection they got.
You know who should have downloaded that shit?
Garland. Comey.
No, Comey.
Comey.
His
Comey
daughter,
should have downloaded.
She was the James Comey's daughter was the lead prosecutor in the Maxwell case. So she had access to all of that shit. There's no reason why she doesn't have those files, copies of those files. No reason why she doesn't. None whatsoever.
Yeah. Unless, did they classify
that whole?
Did they classify?
No. That's a criminal case. They may have sealed it, but they didn't classify it. If they did classify it, why would they classify it?
So you really believe
it has
she didn't
nothing to do
download?
with the secrets? Huh?
You don't think she downloaded them? I believe she downloaded them.
I do too. I don't know what she holding on to him for.
She trying to weigh out whether her daddy gonna be convicted or not. If he ain't convicted, no harm done. If he get convicted, then I'm running the whole thing.
If you want to get this out of there, you want to get your daddy off the hook immediately, go ahead and release that shit with the names.
Yeah, what you know?
Because you know what? And I'll say this. The reason why I say this, the reason why I want everybody who was on that island, who visited that island, I want every single one of them to be prosecuted. I don't give a shit who they are.
Look,
I don't give a shit who they are.
You know why I agree with you on this? I'm gonna give you something recent. What's the girl, the attractive white girl that came out that worked in the White House and decided to testify for Congress? Not Hope Hicks. What's the other girl's name?
Oh, I don't know.
You remember? You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
The brunette. What was her name? The brunette that worked at the White House, worked in the White House office right next to Donald Trump. And then they start coming after her. Y'all gonna remember her name in a second. When they start coming after her, she released a press statement that said, if the Republicans continue to send people to harass me, I will release every text message that I kept from all the Republican men who start sending me sexual messages to me and asking me to go out on a date. I will release them all. My attorney will release them all. And we haven't heard nothing about her since February of last year. She said, my attorney will release all of the texts that I kept. So I believe you with that. Huh?
She should have done it anyway. You know what? I'll say this.
Right.
If you're sitting on information like that, go ahead and goddamn release the shit. Get all of them out of there. Get all of them out. See, that's the thing. Everybody wants to make a threat of something instead of just go ahead and doing what the right thing is. The right thing is, if they have Epstein kept a log of everybody who was on that island, fuck it, release them. Because they shouldn't have been there. They shouldn't have been there.
You and I just look at that differently.
That's it. They shouldn't have been there.
It's amazing how our life experiences around our age.
If you participated in the act of pedophilia, you should go to jail for it.
I'm about to tell you.
Am I right?
You and I 100% agree on that, but here's the problem. And I agree with Don. Here's the problem. The American public has not shown they have the stomach to protect whistleblowers. And they blow the whistle, and then you leave them out there dangling.
Come on, dude.
Are you denying that?
Release the shit.
Oh, wait, no.
Release the shit.
You ain't touched the subject. That you go with that bullshit. That you go with that bullshit. Are you denying that?
No.
Are you denying that?
You keep talking about protecting whistleblowers. You do realize something. If you are the person that and you can release it anonymously, you ain't got to put it out there in the public. You got to put your face out there.
Kenneth, when have
you can put this shit on a damn flash drive? This shit is already on a flash drive. You can make copies on different flash drives, send to every news outlet in the world, every single one of them in the world. Put it in the mail anonymously. You can create a fake email address, pull all that shit out there, email it. Come on, man. You ain't got to come in there and put your face to be a whistleblower. This is bullshit.
You know who did that? You know who did that?
Cassidy Hutchinson.
You know who? Yeah, Cassidy Hutchinson. You know who did that from Augusta?
Nope.
What's her name? What's her name, y'all? Winter something. She's from Augusta. Winter something. She broke the story.
That wasn't anonymous.
No, she did it anonymously, and they leaked it.
But it was also she was in the military, dude. That's considered treason. That's considered treason.
Bro. That's my point, bro.
She went ahead. She released classified information. That is treason.
Of wrongdoing.
You releasing, hold on now. You releasing information, releasing people who were part of a file of who were part of participate in the pedophilia.
This is what me and you always go off the rails. We always go off the rails, and this is why. You got all these people in the damn chat telling you that it don't work the way you say it's gonna work. I
don't give a shit.
Let me finish.
No matter what you say, I still don't give a shit.
They can track your IP address.
Okay, but can they hold on? They
And
can track your IP address. Can they track? Can they put? Can they track? Can they track a flash drive that is sent to the news outlets? Can they track that in the mail? No.
No, don't say that. Don't say no.
No.
Don't say no anymore. Don't say no. Don't stop that. You're a dinosaur. That's not true.
And who gives a shit? What are you gonna do?
I would.
Why?
Let me tell you why.
Hold on. In the grand scheme of life. What are they gonna do to you, Leonard?
No, wait. Your life. In the grand scheme of your life. Don't give me this generic bullshit in this grand scheme of that person's life. And I think that's what people are trying to say to you. I agree with you in a just world. You and I not in alignment. I agree with you that you just do the right thing. I totally agree with that. But what I am saying is when you are an individual and you sit here and you watch what has happened to people who have stepped forward and put their shit on the line, like the Winter Girl, like all the president's men when you had Deep Throat, who never would say his name. Just didn't say it until he died. Like all these people, the American public has not. And they even have whistleblower protections you're supposed to have. So all I'm saying is when you say stuff like
whistleblower.
When you say stuff like that, I agree that in the grand scheme of things, yes, you are correct. But reality is that when people put their shit on the line for the American public, they don't get rewarded. Those people don't get rewarded. The American public don't go and start a GoFundMe account to say that Cassidy Hutchinson. I can imagine Cassidy Hutchinson right, in my opinion, if I'm Cassidy Hutchinson right now, I went up and I did the right thing. If I'm Liz Cheney right now, even though Liz Cheney is a part of why we are where we are, I'm sitting there saying to myself, instead of what you're saying to yourself, which is you did the right thing, you ought to be happy. I'm sitting there going, how the fuck did that help me pay my power bill? I could have stayed right where I was and been a part of this grift and been inside the White House instead of outside the White House in hiding. You don't. You're going to be a poor person if you're a civil rights activist. You will be poor. You will be poor.
Once again.
Go ahead. I'm done. I'm done for today.
You are putting out a list of people who are pedophiles.
That was a wild alias.
That to me, in my opinion, that outweighs any personal. I mean, if you have people who, like you said, people, our ancestors, our grandmothers, grandfathers, sacrificed a lot, marched, did all this stuff to get to the point where, and you're afraid, and too many of them got killed. And you're afraid that if you put out a list of people who are criminals, who are pedophiles, that you may lose your job. How does that one outweigh the other? How does that outweigh doing the right thing?
Hey man, look, you want to answer that question? Are you asking?
No, I know what your response is, but that shit doesn't make any sense to me, man. It doesn't make any sense. If you have this information, put it out there. That end a lot of this bullshit that's going on in this world. That will put a lot of people in who's supposed to be locked the fuck up. People who's supposed to be ostracized. People who are supposed to be criticized. It will shut some motherfuckers up.
I'm
seriously, it will shut people up.
I'm interested to see what Stacey
and I'll tell you this: the main one that'll shut the fuck up is Donald Trump.
Look, I'm interested to see this, and I know we got to go. I'm interested to see what they think about what you said, because at the end of the day, until the fucking rubber hits the road, it's easy to say what you'll do when you're in the situation until you in it. It's the chance. Wow, they were the ultra conservative edge of the right wing, now being called rhinos. From that perspective, Reagan is a lightweight liberal. when you are in that situation, when you're Cassidy Hutchinson and you're in that situation, and when you know what, I don't want to use Cassidy Hutchinson. Black folks are going to suffer like the Jews did before they got to the promised land. Ain't no promised land. What are you talking about? What land you going to take? You ain't going to take no land in your lifetime, in my lifetime. Ain't no land being given to your ass. Like my daddy told me one time, I ain't goddamn going nowhere. My two brothers in World War II, I'm in the Korean theater. They can kiss his ass. That's what he told me. I fought for this little piece that I got. But I'm going to say this, because I want Kenneth to hear me out, because I hear what he's saying. Diane Nash was damn near penniless after helping lead one of the greatest civil rights movement in the history of the world. Because Black folk forgot about her. So she had to go to Chicago and get on public assistance before she got a job. Because we, no matter what y'all say, and I was told this the other day, that Martin Luther King came back from Montgomery broke. And that his daddy told him to come home from Montgomery after the Montgomery bus boycott, and he was broke. Broke. He was broke. And the reason he was broke is because it wasn't enough of his fellow ministers. Ain't nobody gonna like me saying it. I really don't give a damn, because I'll say this to a minister's face, which is why I don't already go to church, because it makes no sense to me. His fellow ministers didn't say to a young 29-year-old who was now the face of the civil rights movement and peace and protest around the world at 27, he became the instantaneous face. We will take up a tithe for you in every church, and you don't have to ever worry about how you're going to make a sustenance, how you're going to live, and your children are going to live. They didn't. That's just a fucking fact that don't nobody want to confront them on. Gaston did. Some of the Hermans did. But his fellow ministers did not. Why the hell would I go back like some of these Black Republicans? And I've talked to a couple of them. Some of them are cool people. Some of these Black Republicans that y'all know are some cool people. If you got in the room, you'll be like, I like that dude. But they say that to me. Man, shit. You want me to go and do this? And I got to live like this? Because you don't see my efforts having any monetary value, and you think that I'm just supposed to do it.
Why does everything have to lead to monetary value? How about you just go out and get a damn job like everybody else? Why can't you just go out and get a job?
How about this? How about this?
Why can't you just, no, seriously, why is it such a hard thing to think that these people can't go out and just get a fucking job like everybody else?
Because, okay, so wait. So,
Leonard,
wait. No.
Leonard, I won't hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I won't hear that bullshit. You don't have to, nobody needs to take care of you. You go out and get a damn job just like everybody else. Everybody you want to give you money, why don't you go out and get a job?
When you lead a movement,
you ain't leading. The Republicans ain't leading shit.
Who are you talking about? We're talking about specific people.
You talking about Black Republicans? No,
I didn't say that. You missing the point. That's not what I said. Now you off.
And we were talking about people putting out a list of pedophiles.
No, we ain't
talking about them leading a goddamn thing.
That's not what we were talking about.
No, you switched it up. I am talking about people doing the right thing.
I know you're talking about that. I agree with you.
So why are you talking about Diane Nash? That's a different subject. That's a totally different thing, Leonard.
Let me bring it together for you. Let me bring it together for you. And then we got to go because I'm supposed to be somewhere. Let me bring it together for you. What I started off by saying was this. When you have people who do the right thing, and that's what Stacey said to you, that's what Evan Williams said to you. When you have people who do the right thing, they pay a huge cost in their life. A huge cost in their life to do the right thing. It just did. And the public, the people who benefit from them doing the right thing, move on with their lives, and they benefit from them doing the right thing. But they are ostracized into nothingness.
They're not nothing.
All right, bro.
Oh, man.
I'm good. You got the last word.
That's the thing.
Okay,
let me say something. Let me say something to you. Something I posted the other day.
You got it.
And hardly anybody paid attention to what I posted.
You got
I put it on there. I put it on Facebook. I said this. I said, if you're a government worker that recently lost your job, I know a job that you can get easily with no problems. A teacher. We need teachers. And bad in this country. And somebody that is a teacher, especially if you have a degree in the STEM thing, they need teachers bad. Why not go ahead and become a teacher? Seriously. You may not be making $100 and something thousand you were making before, but damn it, that's better than nothing. That's better than nothing. We need to stop worrying about the outcome and do what we got to do.
Okay.
You might not be able to live the lifestyle that you had before, but damn it, at least you're living.
You need to run for office. That's what we need you to do.
Goddamn right I do.
You need to run for office. I think everybody, Augusta needs some new people, according to the people in Augusta. You need to get your ass out and run for office. Stop talking shit. Get out there and run for office.
Who are you talking about? You listen. Who was recruited to run for office and said, "No, I don't want to do it"? So don't talk shit about me now.
Look, I'm already doing what I can do. I'm here.
No. Which one of us was recruited to run for office? You or me?
Hey man, look.
You or me?
Me. I was.
Okay. And what you chose? What did you choose to do?
Look, wait. Give the whole story. See,
hey, that's the story. Ain't no more to it. You chose not to do it.
Wait. What's the other
part? Don't come over here and tell me what I need to do.
What's the other part of the story? that post pays $22,000.
It's not even a full-time gig though.
But for 3 months you can't do nothing else. For three straight
your
months.
own business. You can know people running your business, and you in Atlanta.
And you go count my money, but I gotta go.
I ain't counting your money. I'm just saying.
Wait,
your excuses don't make sense.
Before we go, you deal with what Stacey just said. You deal with that. You deal with that.
Stacey, I don't remember that.
Let me show you.
I don't remember the whole energy department thing.
Well, you about to remember now, goddamn. Let me show you what she said beforehand.
Stacey,
let me show you what she said beforehand. What she said?
What she said?
Read that.
You let me respond.
Read that.
Why I need to read it?
Because she said you were at Clark. Look, read that.
I don't remember that at Clark. I don't remember that. I didn't have anything. I don't know if that happened before I got there or not. It may have happened before I got there, but. I said that I'm gonna say this to Stacey. You might have had a target on your back for doing your job. But let me ask you this. Did you do the right thing?
Do you regret
if you had not done the right thing, that could have brought down the entire college.
Do you regret it? And do you regret it, Stacey? Number one. That's my first question. Do you regret it? And if you don't regret it, do you feel like you should have been more protected in the sense that I did the right thing and I didn't get rewarded for it? I didn't even get to break even on it. Do you feel? How about that? For simply doing your job.
So you regret doing the right thing?
We should have had Stacey on here. I should have just sent her an invite.
Okay, so she don't regret doing the right thing.
No, she don't.
Because if you regret doing the right thing, then you didn't do it for the right reason.
Okay, y'all. Me and Kenneth
did it because it needed to be done. And if she had not done that, that could have brought down the entire university, including her, because she could have gone to prison for overlooking that.
Okay, Kenneth, take us out. This has been a great conversation. Take us out. I still don't like your ass.
Yeah.
I still don't like your ass after today. But anyway.
I don't give a damn. Look at my face. Do I look like I give a damn whether you like me?
Yes.
Nah, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't. Because I ain't like your ass for a couple of years now, so it don't make a difference to me.
Take us out.
Harriet is the only Watkins I like. Sometimes Brian. And my mama damn sure didn't like your older brother, the judge.
He said, I'm answering real time. Y'all read slow. Well, maybe you got to come on the show. I'll send you an invite for next week. You got a lot to say, Angela Davis. Go ahead.
Right. So, listen, y'all. It's been real. Y'all be safe this week. And let's say, I'm going to say this. It's never the wrong time to do the right thing.
I'm going to say this. This is what I'm going to say. Stacey, you know what I'm going to say. Because Stacey told me it was good. It was a good thing. Black love will always be greater than white rejection. Period. Forever.
Look at you being poetic.
Forever.
Look at it being poetic, y'all.
Forever. And never forget that when they're trying to reject you. I got to go.
And never worry about them rejecting you either. Because if they reject you, that means you're doing the right thing anyway. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good week. See y'all next week. Be safe.
Peace. Headed to the march. Peace.